You all said that you wouldn't trust or take the vaccine. Just like we played the Norm clip where they said that the 2016 election was stolen by the Russians, and then big tech banned anyone who said that there could be any type of interference in an election, right? Let's be really clear about this fucking timeline here, because I'm getting really tired of it. And the point that I'm going to make to you is don't buy any of it. Michael Eric Dyson joined Joy Reid here to discuss the fallout. And I just want to lead this in because then Joy Reid discussed Petito, but it's a pattern of behavior. They were discussing the fallout of Nicki Minaj's anti-vax, which really isn't what happened, comments. Here we go.
Nicki Minaj says, when I go out on tour, I'm going to get vaccinated because I got to do that.
And she was right. You're going to have to. Exactly. Listen, I understand the hesitancy. Listen, I was hesitant when Donald Trump was out there controlling the CDC and controlling the FDA and manipulating them and making them put out falsehoods. Anybody rational was hesitant. But the reality is now what I really fear is more masses of people dying. 666,000 people have died, and disproportionately they look like you and me.
Fat?
Statistically,
overweight?
I believe that's correct.
Oh, you wanted me to be racist like you.
No.
You want to say people who look like you and me, and the first thing that I see not be the double chins.
Well, here's an idea.
You're right,
How about
you're
every
right.
time you have a guest that's black, you don't immediately turn ghetto? Did you notice that about that show?
Yeah. You sit there like, I got the vaccine. No, I don't want the shit no more. What?
What?
What were you saying? No, seriously. Look, they're talking about black people being vaccine hesitant, I think, and they're trying to say people who look like us. So the presumption there is people who look like us, well, the average American should be able to watch that and see a multitude of factors that should be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Do you mean the double chin? Do you mean people who are nearsighted? Do you mean the Skrillex hairdo that changes with every single clip? What do you mean? What are we talking about? Are we talking the Maybelline count? Are we talking about the sundresses? Are we talking about people who host shows? No, it's just obviously it means black.
Yeah.
And the issue here is, look, obesity is an issue. And listen, I'm not, Joy Reid is not that big, but big enough. Michael Eric Dyson is, he's pudding. And let's be clear, if you are under the age of 18, you are 3 times more likely to be hospitalized with COVID. You have 1.5 times higher the rate of severe illness.
Yeah, if you're overweight.
Yeah, if you're overweight. It is the single biggest contributing preventable factor to COVID. Let me ask you this. We don't have these numbers. Do you believe that you are safer being obese and vaccinated than you are being unvaccinated and fit and healthy? That's a question everyone has to ask themselves. You can do both, but you do have to determine what is most important if we're talking about functioning as a society.
Yeah.
Is it being fit, being healthy, placing an emphasis on that, or placing an emphasis on ultimately what gets Pfizer $19 billion in Q2?
Some would say that's a lot of money. You know what? It's interesting the way that she put that. She said, and these 666,000, by the way, rounded up, that's just a weird number, 666. I don't like hearing that.
Yeah, why did you do that?
She's saying, and they look like us.
She also didn't have to stamp it on her
Well, that's
wrist.
true, yeah. She scans it. Beep.
Yeah.
Beep. Oh, not yet? Okay, I'll
It's
wait.
actually a birthmark. It's not her fault.
No, she got it like a tattoo,
weird.
like Jessica Alba and Dark Angel. Barcode.
Whose fault is she actually saying that is? That people that look like them, I know that she means black, right? Whose fault is she saying that is? Because she's not saying that it's their fault. She's saying, somebody's to blame.
Is this a trick question? Because I believe the answer was in that asinine statement where she said, of course, anyone logical should have been vaccine hesitant when it was Trump. So what you mean is that when Donald Trump did Operation Warp Speed, before we developed the Trump vaccine, whether you like it or not, it's the Trump vaccine.
Yep.
You, along with Kamala Harris, along with Joe Biden, right, along with Nancy Pelosi, said that you would not take the vaccine, that you couldn't possibly trust it, and now you're saying it's the fault of what? Of angry white? No, it's you. You're the reason. You told them not to trust it.
Yeah.
Because you want to divide people by race and create a race war. Now you're saying, people who look like us. My mistake. I assumed we were talking about fat people.
It's creating a fake fault, though. You're blaming something that you just want to have to be there to be the bad guy.
Right.
As opposed to just saying it's their personal choice, and right now they don't trust it for whatever reason. Yeah. They don't all think the
Why
same.
would black Americans not trust the federal government being there to help?
I can't imagine. Don't they get the $200 a month to raise their babies?
Right. Yeah.
Come on, that's $50 for the mortgage, $80 for food.
I always love this argument, though. Like Donald Trump.
It's just so stupid. They have individuals have an individual reason not to take the vaccine, and the only people I see smashing it together are black news shows saying this is the exact reason you don't go.
Yeah.
No, it's not. You don't know everybody.
You don't know everybody, but there's a good chance that they were listening to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, your criticism of Donald Trump, like he's the guy down there making, like with the beakers and stuff, making the vaccine. Like that's not what was happening. It was scientists.
But it is because of Donald Trump who removed the red tape that we have the vaccine that everyone wants to praise now. And you all said that you wouldn't trust or take the vaccine. Just like we played the Norm clip where they said that the 2016 election was stolen by the Russians. And then big tech banned anyone who said that there could be any type of interference in an election, right? Let's be really clear about this fucking timeline here because I'm getting really tired of it. And the point that I'm going to make to you is don't buy any of it. Pardon my language. Sorry. But the issue here is we have the 2016 election, okay? The Democrats try and front load it and say, oh, that's going to be rigged. You just saw a clip of Norm Macdonald talking about it in 2018 in that context at that moment in time, like a time capsule saying, hey, of course, Democrats, right, they're saying that we can't say that about the institutions, but right now they were saying that the election was rigged. That was all over the news, right? The Russia lie, the conspiracy. Yep. Then 2020 comes along and big tech says you can't talk about the election being rigged at all. You can't even talk about voter fraud occurring on a small scale because it might sow distrust in our institutions. So the stuff that Democrats said for 3 years, you can't say. Now let's fast forward to vaccinations. The entire last year of Donald Trump's presidency, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Joy Reid, these people were sowing distrust saying, don't trust the vaccine. You absolutely cannot trust the vaccine because Donald Trump wants to give money to his big rich friends and big pharma, blah, 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 campaign finance reform, the 1%. They were doing this for a year. Now they want to mandate that you all take it and ask why you don't trust it. And again, big tech removes anyone for saying today what they said 1 year ago. 1 year ago. They didn't remove Joy Reid. They didn't remove Rachel Maddow for saying, they didn't remove Kamala Harris for saying, do not trust the vaccine. But they will remove us if we say, hey, you know what? The vaccine doesn't immunize you. It protects you from serious illness, but that's not the bill you were sold. A reasonable critique of bureaucracy and the issue with the vaccine that all of you know, everyone knows, including people who've been vaccinated and have not been vaccinated, you are not allowed to say. But for a year and a half, they were allowed to unfettered go out and convince black people that the federal government was trying to sterilize them. You can find those clips because they're still up.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.